Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. Today is Vlogtober, the 16th. And can I have a show of hands? Who among us has gone for an embroidery class at Hoover's Bernina shop, only to find out that today they're having Bernina Academy classes? Not your embroidery class. That's next Tuesday. Yep, went all the way to Mifflinburg. But that's okay. We make good use of it. We went to Verna's Fabrics. That is a Mennonite who is actually the aunt of the people who own Hoover's. So we went over there and got some fabric, got some cheater quilts for the children, for Head Start. I'm telling you, we got to go these back ways to get there. And I had asked because, we didn't want to have to go all the way back into Mifflinburg to come out. So I'd asked if there was a way to get to 192. Yes, if you turn left at the stop sign, it'll get you there, but you have to stay on the road. And then the road goes this way and that way. The road this way says Rebersburg Road. This way says, I think it was Continental Road. We took the right path. We got to 192. We got home. None of us, out of 3 of us, and actually 4 of us were supposed to go. But one of the persons texted me this morning, said they weren't going. She didn't look at the date on her sheet. I didn't look at the date on my sheet. Neither did the other 2. Date says October the 23rd. Embroidery class. Oops. So we had a nice ride through the country. Got some fabric. Had some good time talking. So does anybody else do that sometimes? You forget. You don't pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, well, apparently we've done it more than once. Although this is the first time I've done it for this embroidery class. But it's out in the middle of a cornfield, folks. You go outside of Mifflinburg, turn off this main road, you're going in these cornfields, winding through to get to this place. We come around this one corner and there's like a bajillion cars there. And we're like, what's going on? Oh my goodness, what's going on? There's not this many people that come for this class. What's going on there? They're really here early. So we kind of pull in, and one of the gals gets the sheet out. And, yep, next week. So, like I said, we made a day of it. Did something different. And we'll go back next week. We did determine that we want to go back to Verna's as well. One of the gals didn't bring a checkbook. And Miss Verna takes cash or checks. She doesn't use credit cards because she doesn't want to pass the prices on to her customers. And I really appreciate that because her fabric is quilt shop quality at some pretty decent prices. I mean, really decent prices. Some of the fabric that you get at Joann's, you'll see it's priced $9.99. $12.99, $16.99, and it doesn't have a real good feel to it. She has motif fabrics and all kinds of things like that. They feel very nice. And most of them are under $9. Some of them are a little higher. But, yeah, it's cheaper than Joann's. And it's about the same price as Joann's if you're using a coupon. So we had a nice little shopping experience. We also got to meet and talk with Mr. Hoover's granddaughter. So that was quite fun. She's a big old flirt. Cute as could be, though. She's wearing pink tights and little sneakers and had her big pink and gray cap on with the, with the ear coverings. She was quite cute. It's probably maybe about 2. So she was showing us all the little things. So yeah, it was quite fun. But lesson learned. Look at the date. It's on the sheet for the class. Just don't assume it's the third Tuesday of every month, which normally it is the third Tuesday of every month. But apparently they could only get the Bernina Academy for Monday and Tuesday. So they changed the date for our class and we just didn't pay attention. As you can see, I'm working a little bit on some more on that Tunisian. It's been cool here, and we're supposed to get possible snow flurries this week. So, the side of my chair, I have all those lovely projects, and I tend to do this spring to summer. They have to go someplace else because the heater runs along this wall here. So we can't turn the heater on until I get those out of the way. So I have a job this afternoon. But I decided I was going to sit and do a little bit of Tunisian while I was chatting with you guys. It's been very nice and cool here, and that's kind of odd. I think I told you that the other day I had seen a black caterpillar. Asked the farmer what that meant. He meant it. Said it's going to be a really cold winter. He said that he's seen the 2-colored caterpillars. He said, and when he sees that, he's seen quite a few of those out on his farm. When he sees that, it means it's going to be a lot of snow. And I know we had talked about one time, one of the persons saying we've had a lot of water this year, which we have for Pennsylvania. So that means it's going to be a lot of snow this winter. Personally, I'm hoping that they're extremely wrong. I don't mind snow, but I don't like getting snowed in. I like being able to get out and do my usual weekly activities, and sometimes snow stops you from that. Then I get a little cabin fever. Although I do like staying home, which is kind of odd. I have that love-hate relationship, want to stay home, get things done. Then other times I want to be out away from the house. And of course, since I go all week, I do a lot of things. Keeps me busy, keeps me running. So I do enjoy those occasional days where I can just do nothing. Or I can sit at home and do the things I need to do at home. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in that in-between. I don't know what I want to do. Although I do know I need to get this side of the chair, some of the things put away, which means I'll have to go upstairs in a closet where I won't see them again. But I think I have determined a different route for them. I do have a tote that is empty upstairs. It is a clear tote and it stays on one of the shelves. So I believe I'm going to put my projects in that tote so that when I go into that bedroom every night, I'm going to see them. And I can remember to work on them one by one, instead of starting a new project. And this Tunisian item, I think I'd sort of mentioned this morning that I hadn't started it before. I actually started this long before I made that decision. I had just gotten up to about this far on it and set it aside because I started working on that knit shawl, which I think I have about 22 more rows to go on it, and then it'll be off the list. And I have worked a little bit more on the other Tunisian shawl, the honeymead that I had showed you, but it takes a lot of concentration, so I tend to do that when I don't have anything, TV's not on, my husband's not home, I don't have somebody talking at me, so I can concentrate on it, and I spend about an hour, hour and a half working on it each time. So I think that should be done by the end of the month. I should be finished with that one. Of course, the blocking may take a little longer because, if you watched the other video, Tunisian Tuesday, you saw those lovely little poochies. That's what I call them, little poochies, little rufflin. And since it is acrylic yarn, most likely I will have to pretty much kill it with the steam iron. And when you kill it, basically what you're doing is you're almost setting the plastic, which is what acrylic is. It's a type of plastic. You're really setting it so that it will not go back to a change shape, so that it'll stay the way that it is. You can kill acrylic and it's still nice and soft and flexible. You just have to be careful that you're not melting it when you're working with it. And then it will stay blocked that way forever. Of course, you can't really ever take it apart to use it for something else. Because you've killed the acrylic. And acrylic does have a little bit of stretch to it, some flexibility. And that's what you're actually doing when you kill it. And that is just the term they call it. I don't know why they determined that that's a cute term to call it, but whatever. I'll go with it. And I'm trying to decide, I've been looking through my books on Tunisian to decide which lace pattern I want to use. Like I said, I thought about a shell. Now I'm thinking about something else. And we'll just see how it goes. Kind of experiment. Should be a little interesting. Some fun to do. This afternoon, since I have quite a bit of time this afternoon now, since I got the wrong day for the class, I will be working on getting the Create series filmed. The second in the series, where I will go into a little more in depth about the shapes, the number of stitches, or possibly number of stitches you would do to increase that. It would help those of you that have ever thought about designing your own shawls, because most of these are shawl based or wrap based, but it explains some of the increases that you would do, where you would do them. And yeah, I think that's it. Another short one for somebody who has lots of things on her plate today. So I will see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day, and remember to be kind.